ब्रह्मा विष्णु वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुत स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैर् वेदैः साङ्गोपक्रमोपनिषदैर् गायन्ति यं सामगा ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमो नमः। Om. Our salutations to that Supreme Being who is one without a second, whom the sages call by various names. Our salutations to Him, whose glory has been sung through the rapturous hymns of the scriptures of the world, but whose limitless and infinite glory none can comprehend. But again, whom the sages and devotees realize within their hearts in their deepest contemplation. Him we salute again and again. May He shine in our hearts, manifest therein all His glory, and dispel all darkness and ignorance. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. I had taken for my subject one of the Beatitudes. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. In this Beatitude, Christ gives the central truth of all religions. If we study any religion of the world, we shall find that the purpose and goal of life has been to see God, to know God, to be united with God. And that is the one and only purpose of life and living. The question that arises, what is the proof for the existence of God? Theologians, philosophers have given many proofs to prove the existence of God, but that does not satisfy the heart of a spiritual aspirant. The true proof is that He can be known, He can be realized, He can be experienced. And when we see and know Him and realize Him, then is it that there comes fulfillment. This has been beautifully expressed by Jesus when He said to the woman in Samaria, whosoever drinketh of the water shall thirst again, but whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst, but the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. Again, Christ says, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believeth in me shall never thirst. If we analyze ourselves, we shall find that there is always a lack, a feeling of lack in every one of us. We are seeking to satisfy our hunger and thirst. And for the moment we may satisfy, but then again there is the feeling of lack. The sick man wants health. The poor man wants to be rich. The rich man wants to be wealthier. And even when we have health, wealth, and success, and everything that this world can give us, still there's a lack. And outward achievements can never satisfy the inner heart. And it is because in every one of us, as Swami Vivekananda pointed out, in every one of us there is that divinity. God is dwelling within. And that divinity is trying to unfold itself. First, we try to seek to find fulfillment in the outside world. Just like, to give an illustration, the musk deer. The deer grows musk in its navel. He gets the fragrance. He does not know where from the fragrance is coming. He thinks it is coming from outside. So he runs to catch hold of that fragrance. He runs here, he runs there, and everywhere until he dashes himself against a stone and kills himself. That is the situation with mankind. We get that fragrance, the fragrance of God within us. It is the urge to unfold that Godhead. And it is only when we understand that, then is it that we begin to understand what spiritual life means. The modern psychologists have a very interestingly meaningful expression, integrated personality. But where is that true personality? Is it the physical man or the mental man? The physical, the body, the mind, the senses, they're all undergoing changes from moment to moment. The true personality is in spirit, in the self. According to the Indian psychology, man is spirit and is encased in sheaths, physical, subtle, and causal. And through ignorance, man has forgotten himself. He does not know that he is the spirit, but he is identifying himself with the body, mind, senses. And thus, he lives in ignorance. While we are awake, we are living within these sheaths, identifying ourselves with the body and the mind, while we are dreaming, though we are not identifying ourselves with the physical sheath, we identify ourselves with the mind. Then again, we are in deep sleep. There is no consciousness there. And within these three states,